How do you view the linebacking situation? That's one that obviously concerns me. You have Mack Wilson, who was up and down last year. There were games where he looked really good and games where he looked like, a fifth-round pick. And then you have Taki, who just couldn't quite get on the field. What do you see the Browns doing? How do they address linebacker, or do you think they're pretty good with the linebackers?
It's tough to tell. They're bringing in a new GM who didn't draft these young linebackers, but Mack Wilson brings experience. He played most of the season. He's got some traits that are positive. He's just too inconsistent with reading and reacting, getting where he needs to. It's too early to tell with Sione Taki. He's a physical guy, but is he able to pass cover the way he needs to? Is he able to decipher things in front of him? I don't know. The signing of B.J. Goodson tells me they wanted somebody who can thump on the early downs. He's a very sure tackler, not known as a pass coverage linebacker, but somebody you can put in when you go heavy linebacker groupings and expect a guy who can step in and fill a gap and make a tackle. He's he's got very fluid hips in terms of approaching the line of scrimmage, and I think he could be good for them. But I expect them to maybe add somebody like Nigel Bradham, who's out there, good coverage linebacker you can find for cheap. There are some guys out there they could still look at. Darren Lee is still out there among many others, but there's also the draft, which has nice mid-round linebacker value. The linebacker is like the running back of the defense in terms of value. They don't pay those guys all too much, so I wasn't surprised that an analytical-driven front office let Joe Schobert walk for the money he got from Jacksonville, and especially let Christian Kirksey walk based on his lack of playing over the last 2 years. So they're looking for guys they can get value on. There's certainly some mid-round value linebackers I think that they'll have their eye on, and I expect them to maybe come away with two of those guys in the draft.